Good evening.
It's an honor and a privilege to stand before you, to kneel before you and conduct this interview. I was at Orikadun last year and I liked what I saw. I enjoyed myself every minute of the way. I've seen so many festivals in the country. So seeing Orikadun was for me a milestone. And for me to be back again on the eve of this year's edition, it shows how important I consider it to be. So, sir, for people who really don't know what Orikadun is about, we want you to begin by explaining to them the whole reason behind Orikadun Festival.
First and foremost, Orikadun has been one of the best festivals we celebrate in Igbara-Oke. It's a unique festival. Every year we celebrate Orikadun. The significance of Orikadun itself is to let us know that our calendar year ends and we are starting a new one. When the English calendar ends in December 31st, our own ends at the time we fix for Orikadun. That shows that is the end of the year in our own calendar and the beginning of a new year. And at Orikadun, all our children, home and abroad, comes home to celebrate. We showcase our attires, we showcase our culture, we showcase our well-being in the town. Because at the beginning of it even ends all festivals in the town. Because right from March we start festival, those are festival period, and Orikadun marks the end of the festivals. So it's a unique festival.
So when you say the Orikadun marks the end of a year and the beginning of another year, is it tied to anything in particular, maybe farming?
Particularly it ties to, because when you say marks the end of the year, means that we start all farming equipments will now be sharpened for a new year. Because all what we have the previous year will end and we're starting a new one. So everybody will go back to farm, showing that we are starting a new year entirely. And it's a fun fair because every home after our function here, everybody will go back home and start celebrating. People will kill goat, ram, cow, and so on and so forth. People that has chicken will kill chicken. All sort of, they will make different type of food, pounded yam, rice, amala, and so on and so forth. So at least people will enjoy and then drink to their own, drink palm wine. That is when we now go and take enough palm wine from the farm, and then we serve all our visitors here and there that comes home to celebrate with us.
So, sir, we've been talking about Orikadun. People who are watching will want to know which town hosts Orikadun and tell us a bit about the history of the town.
Orikadun, which means that we thank God that we are ending the year with happiness and joy. That is, we thank God that we're able to see the end of the year and we are beginning a new year. That means Orikadun. Because a lot of things before the year, a lot of things must have happened. A lot of people must have a lot of things within the year must have happened. So we thank God that we are able to see the end of the year and we are beginning a new year. Just like when you say Christmas, because when you do Christmas or New Year, You know, that's at the end, that 1st of December is always marked as the end of that year. The same thing, our own Orikadun festival, and it's always celebrated in September. So maybe 1st Saturday of every September.
Okay. So I know we're in Igbara-Oke. Can you please tell us a little bit about Igbara-Oke town as a community, and then maybe give us a bit of a back history, how the town originated?
Okay. Igbara-Oke is one of those prominent towns in the history of Oduduwa. Igbara-Oke is ranked among the first 54 obas that wear beaded crowns. When in the Gazette of 1902 Gazette, Federal Government Gazette of 1902, Igbara-Oke is there on number 37 that wears beaded crown. That is, it was all those towns within the whole of Oduduwa. Igbara-Oke is a renowned and it's a very rich town with rich culture and tradition. We all came from Ife. We are the descendant of Oduduwa and from Obalufo, Obubodere in Ife. So that is our forefather. That is where we migrated from. Obalufo Obubodere is the first to wear beaded crown in Ife. So we all hail from Ife, and since then we've settled here, and our settlement has been so perfect since we settled in Igbara-Oke. Igbara-Oke is within Ondo State. Igbara-Oke is a renowned town in Ondo State, and in the land of Oduduwa, we are reckoned with. So I'm the 13th crown oba of this town. So we are focused, and agriculture is our mainstay, and we have a lot of strangers that settle with us in Igbara-Oke, and we have about 16 satellite towns within Igbara-Oke that has villages, that big towns within Igbara-Oke. Igbara-Oke is the head, but all those towns are within Igbara-Oke city. Our children are based both and abroad. We have a lot of our children abroad. We have our children all over the places, settled all over the places.
So tell us, what are the highlights of Orikadun Festival? What do visitors to the festival see? What does the town showcase during that festival?
During Orikadun Festival, we showcase a lot of our culture and tradition. We showcase our farm product and a lot of things to let people know that yes, we are rich in agriculture. And for the fact that our culture and tradition is very rich, we showcase them with all those people that comes to celebrate with us.
So last year, during the festival last year, I saw a performance I won't ever forget, the Shango performance, where he was cutting himself and drawing blood and all of that. For people who don't understand what the deities of Yoruba land mean to our communities, can you just briefly explain what those deities stand for? Because it was, for me, really mind-blowing.
Well, during those culture, part of our culture, we have Shango Festival, we have Olowa Festival, we have Obalufo Festival, and a lot of these things will always be showcased at those festivals. When you see people cutting their throat, cutting everything, is to show how strong we are, because in terms of traditional medicine, we are quite very strong. Igbara-Oke is in my own dynasty, we call it Ogidi III. That is, we are because in those days, if there is war, my own dynasty during the Agbede goes to war. He fears no foe. He fights war. Even when they say no, he said he wants to lead war. So my dynasty is a very strong dynasty in Igbara-Oke.
Maybe as we round off, we want people to come to Igbara-Oke. We want to bring visitors to this town. What can they hope to see when they come? What is your message to say, I invite you to Igbara-Oke beyond the Orikadun festival?
We will have brought up a very big festival this year, which is called Olowa Festival. Olowa Festival, yes. That one could have brought everybody all over the world to have showcased it in Igbara-Oke. Olowa Festival, we have the Olowa Festival here. Olowa itself is a small god that takes care of our people during the war. When they go to war, it will appear to them during the war and clear the enemy for them during the war, and it saves them from many casualties during war. We'll call it Olowa Festival. It comes out as a human being. So we are going to showcase it. It's very powerful. If it comes out here, the breeze will blow you off. So we are showcasing by next year. We will start showcasing all those things, and we go, and those things. I mean, the Olowa itself will come out and pray for everybody, pray for the town, pray for everybody. And by the time you go home, and by the following year, you see that whatever you have prayed there, you will see a very big change.
The final is at the royal institution is very significant in the culture of the Yorubas, even in other parts of the country. But many of our people seem to relegate culture or tradition, preferring to embrace the Western lifestyle and attitude and all of that. What word do you have for them in terms of respecting our culture and tradition?
You see, for even Western nations, they have cultures. When you go to Brazil, they have culture. Even in UK, even in America, they have their culture. Go to Igbo land, they take culture very important. Culture is one of those things we need to develop. We go to other countries to watch their cultures, to watch their tradition. But here we have a very rich tradition in this country. We need to develop our culture and tradition. Some people have mixed religion with culture and tradition, which is quite very wrong. Religion is a part, culture and tradition is a part. So we should not forget our culture. We should take it very, very, very important. We should make it an important organ of our tradition. I mean, of our stool. Any renowned Oba should believe in taking culture to the highest level, because our children, our unborn children, will come back and see that so this town has a culture. This town has a culture. It makes our children, they feel happy when they see that so this thing is happening. So this is how it is. This is how it is. Because a lot of these things, they've read it in the book. They've done this. They've done that. But they really want to see it in practical. So by the time we showcase our culture everywhere, our children will like it. Even our forefathers, will say yes. These are my children, and they will be there. Yes, they will be proud of you.
Thank you so much, sir. We look forward to seeing some of this culture tomorrow at Orikadun.
Okay. Thank you.